Hello, Machis. Welcome to Crypto Tamil Sangam. I'm your CryptoMachi. Welcome to the month of April, which means we just had our monthly Bitcoin closure. Not only that, we also had our quarterly closure along with it. So, in this video, we are going to discuss about how significant this monthly and quarterly closure was, and we'll also understand what's the significance of the long-term chart, which is monthly and quarterly vis-a-vis the short-term charts like 4 hour or 1 hour. The major difference would be like, removing the noise and giving a clear picture, right? And more importantly, we will draw or arrive at very key levels in the monthly and quarterly chart. And we'll also analyze how these levels have been reacted or have been respected, right? And you will be fascinated to see that how great these levels have been respected by the price chart, right? So without further ado, let's get into the chart. Yes, so we are in the Bitcoin chart, of course, and just to show you a glimpse of what I was talking about with respect to the noise clearance. So I'm in the 1 hour chart, and this whole price action is for the month of March. So yeah, I think this is March 1st, and yeah, this is the end of March. So if you see, we have a price which has gone slightly up, then we were consolidating, there's a huge drop, then we were consolidating for quite some time, and we had a huge drop again, and we were kind of, in a very, very panic kind of a situation where people started talking about there's going to be a huge drop further, but then again, content to the market, the price reversed it, and we saw a great upward candle. Again, there's a drop, then we had huge growth, there's a dip, upward, down. So we see consolidation, so up, down, very huge down, there's a huge week. So you get my point, right? So within this month, we saw so much of price actions, ups and downs and waves and, fluctuations of price, emotions and whatnot. But if you have been a long-term holder, where you are just gonna hold for next couple of years, or you are a cycle holder where you buy the cycle bottom kind of stuff, or at least near the bottom, and plan to hold till the top of the cycle. For those kind of investors, all this noise or irrelevant, or in fact they are like just going to add unnecessary noises to your analysis and strategies, right? So it's better to eliminate these noises. So for them, it's always highly advisable that they eliminate all this noise and we go and look at the high time frame chart, which is like monthly and quarterly. So next time weekly as well, but in this video we're going to focus more on monthly and quarterly because we just had those closes, right? So all these price actions and noise which I was talking about. Now if we go and see the monthly chart, right? So that rectangle which I have shown, right? So this is the rectangle, right? So all this has been condensed with a single chart, right? So now it's very straightforward, no noise. All the precision has been contained with a simple candle, a single candle where we know the candle open, candle lowest point, highest point, and candle close, as simple as that. So all these four information is available above. You can able to see. So the candle opened at 23,146. Candle had a low at 19,500ish. We had a high close to 30,000, 29,380, and the candle was closed at 20,476. And overall, if you see this candle, we had a growth of 23% in the month of March, which is pretty decent or pretty awesome, I would say. 23% followed by a year of bear market is awesome, right? So last week candle has been very good for us, if you see, right? So coming back now, okay, so we now had a candle of closure of 20,476, right? So, but this video is not just about that, right? Because on hindsight, we definitely know that, or everyone knows that March has closed at 20,476. So there is nothing to discuss about here, right? What we are going to discuss here is to arrive at some key levels based on the previous reaction, right, and previous reactions that happened in particular levels. And once we arrive at these levels, we will see how these levels have been reacted or respected, and whether this has any significance with our recent closure in the month of March. And we'll do the same for quarterly as well, so that we eliminate all the short-term level noises and we get a clear picture where it is heading, where it is currently in, and where it is heading, and what are the key levels that we can look for, right? Sounds interesting, right? So let's start jotting our levels. So that we can jot levels in two ways, or I would say two aspects. One is the wick, and another one is body close, right? So which are equally important, I would say. So we'll jot both the levels, but I will differentiate with the thin line for wick and thick lines for bodies. So let's start with the wicks, right? So if you see 2017, this is definitely a huge level, right? So we start with this, and then we have a body. This is also crucial level. I will increase the thickness for this one, right? So these are the two levels based on previous discussion, and I'm not going beyond this, below this, sorry, because below this also we have three levels, right? So this one, we have this one at 6,000, we have 3,000, we have 9,000. So till now we have jotted down the key levels for previous cycle. So this one is the wick high, and this one is the body high. So as told, we are not currently concerned about the below levels because we haven't breached this level yet, right? So once this level is breached, definitely all the below levels are definitely into consideration. But as of now, not. So let's not complicate too much. Now coming to the previous cycle, the recent one, and jotting down the key levels. So definitely this is one of the very key level, right? But again, this is a week, so let's make the line thin. And the body closes this one, right? So after the peak, this level is the this week is the key one. And if you talk about body, this is the one. And definitely this week, that 40,000 is also a very key one. And obviously our current cycle low. So this could also be a very key level to be revisited, if at all, right? All right. So now that we jotted down all these key levels, and if you see the thin ones are the body weak levels, and sorry, weak levels, the thick lines are the body closure levels, right? So now if you see, yep. So this level is our current closure. And if you see the previous cycle wick level, that level has been reacted. There is a huge level of reaction that has happened for quite a lot of months. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost for 5 months, we have been playing around this level. And I myself was very closely monitoring with these levels, like because once this level is breached below, there's a good chance it will or it could have come to this level, 30,000. So there has been a very closely knitted action for 5 months, and the 6 months we had dipped below, but instead of, fortunately for our long-term holders, it hasn't gone to this section, but we had started reversing from 15,500, right? And now if you see this level, this is coming from this one, right, in the mid of May June 2021 after the first high. So we had a huge you know reaction that happened there in 28,600. And if you see again, so we are playing around with this level now, right? So if you see initial of the video, I would have told March has been closed at 20,476. So in silos, that doesn't make much of a sense, or we can't come up any narrative. Whereas now, after we derived at these key levels, now there is a story or narrative to this, right? So yes, so we have closed the month of March with 20,400 ish, whereas the key level is 20,600, which means we haven't reached that level yet. So we are in this range still, right? So only when we close this monthly candle above 20,600, we can see, look at the contention of other higher levels, which is 33,000, 35,000, 30,000, 40,000. These four levels. Whereas as of now, we are still in this range between 19,600 and 20,600. So again, as I told you, this monthly candle is very awesome, removing all the actions or noise between that. So now for a long-term hodler, we just have to look at the month of April and the closure of it, right? Whether the April is going to close above 20,600, which means that we will be looking forward for the above levels, or if it is going to close below 90,600. If it is below 90,600, there's a chance it may visit the below levels, 15,000, which is like our current low. Worst case, it can go to 13,000 or beyond, below that. But hopefully, or based on the charts, I don't think so that would be the case. So let's wait for that. And probably, let's say, if by the end of April, if it is going to be within this range, then I think it's consolidating within this range. So only when we breach 20,600 or we breach 19,600, we can see further levels, right? As simple as that. So I think that's the beauty of these levels on the high time frame chart, right? So just eliminate our noise, all the noises, and makes our head clear and level headed, so that we don't need to, move across this roller coaster ride of these price actions that happen every 2 days, 3 days. So now it's as simple as that. Now, if we go for the quarterly charts, it's even more clear. So now, if you see this single candle, this candle is the narrative of last 3 months put together, January, February, March of 2023, right? So within 3 months, you would have seen so much of drama, so much of price action. All these have been narrated or jotted out with a single candle. And if you see this candle, we had a open of 16,500 and we had a high up to 29,380. You can see at the top, right? And the low has been 16,496, and we had a closure 20,476, right? And we had a growth of 73%, 72.29% for this quarter, which is pretty awesome, right? So this is a quarter after a long kind of, from here to here, we had a huge bear market. So after quite a few quarterly candle, we had a very good candle now, right? And it's also an engulfing candle. In fact, both monthly as well as quarterly is an engulfing candle. We'll talk about what is engulfing candle in a separate video, but just know that in both quarterly and monthly, we had a bullish engulfing candle, and bullish engulfing candle means it's a positive sign for the price action in the respective time frame, right? So let's start with the same procedure for arriving at the key levels, right? So this is the wick level, this is the body. Let's not go beyond below that because currently we haven't breached that. And these are the previous cycle stop. Now let's derive at the previous cycles capital. Yep. So this one again wick, and this is the body. So this is the wick. This is also a wick. Okay. So yeah, we have almost most of the levels that we arrived at. Most of the levels with that we arrived at monthly is still applicable here, and probably one or two levels have been removed because of the longer time frame. But so, namely, like 33,000 level, which we have seen in monthly, that level is not significant in quarterly. Now, again, this is like pretty straightforward, and if you see this level, we had a huge reaction and respect from the previous, 2017 cycle high. And again, this level, so similarly, how we seen in the monthly candle, so this level we had that close and respect, right? So 20,600, the quarterly closed at 28,400, which means the same thing, like it has been breached this level. So we have to look at for the coming candle. And mind you, this candle is 3 months candle, so we have to wait for 3 more months. So within 3 months, there can be a lot of things that can happen, lot of noise, lot of ups and downs, roller coaster things, right? But that's the beauty of this long term chart. So it just gives very simple perspective. So after 3 months, we just have to see how where it is closed, whether it is closed about 20,600, whether it is closed below 19,600, or it is still within this range. As simple as that. If it is closed above that, we will be in a upward journey. If it's closed below that, we will be in a downward journey, right? So probably, this candle is again, helps to make ourselves level headed. Now, though we had a 72% growth, and probably the sentiment is now kind of very positive, and people are like expecting 30,000, 40,000, all those stuff. Well, that can happen, but technically if you see, we are in the pretty important line, right? 20,600 is a huge resistance. First we have to breach that and close above that. So only then we can be very, very happy, or we can be euphoric about. So until then we have to be slightly cautious. So now, if you see, like this, irrespective of the sentiment that is going in the market, it will help us to make ourselves control this emotions and be very level-headed. In spite of 72% growth that has happened, we are in a. This chart shows that we are in a critical level, and this level had some very good fighting to be left, if at all we have to breach this, right? And until we breach this and close this level, there is no point in being euphoric. So in fact, it is actually bad, or it is like lethal to be euphoric when we are at the brink of major resistance, which has been highly reacted. So there's a definitely a big chance that the resistance might reject and we can come below or lower. But there are a lot of other factors to get involved. Not, as I keep telling, that don't evaluate or go ahead with only one chart. So definitely these monthly levels are one chart, or quarter levels is one chart. We also have other indicators like a 200 weekly moving average, and a lot of super indicators, super trend, and a lot of other levels also is there. So for an example, is 200 week moving average is somewhere around 25,000, right? So 25,000 is a pretty decent or pretty strong area. So even if you started going down, we probably will get a 25,000 area as a huge support, and we can reverse, right? So in this video, we are not confusing with a lot of indicators. We are just analyzing one indicator, which is like in a long-term chart. We have derived at different key levels, and we have been seeing like how this level has been respected or reacted. And true to these levels, all these levels have been reacted, respected, for its due importance. And now we are in this key level, 28,600. Let's see how these levels has been rated. So we'll wait for the monthly closure and also quarterly closure. I think the monthly closure is the nearest one. So by end of this April month, we will get more clear idea, right? Whether it is closing above, in whether the higher levels are breached, or whether the lower levels are breached, or whether we haven't breached any levels and been just consolidating. We'll wait for that, right? So with that, I will conclude this video, and please wait for more videos. So there are a lot of videos already being put up in language of Tamil, and I'm also trying to expand my audience, so that the knowledge has been reached to many people as possible, right? So that's why I'm also doing the content in English now. So there'll be a lot of content that will be generated, so that it will be helpful for you guys to gain knowledge and for you to become self-sufficient, right? So please do subscribe and follow if you haven't yet, and if you like this content, please like it, right? With that, I will conclude this video. We'll wait for further videos. Until then, Valga Tamil, Valarga Crypto, Velga Financial Freedom. Thank you.